Good Tuesday afternoon. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. It's around noon when I'm starting this video, so it'll be probably 15-ish or so when you get it, maybe a little after. But I wanted to update you on severe potential for this afternoon, as we may have another wave of severe. Yesterday didn't really produce too much up here. We did have a severe thunderstorm warning. There was some wind damage and there were some downed power lines, but as a whole, we weren't affected too badly. Hopefully, that's the case again today. Most of the severe yesterday really affected southern Madison County and far northern Madison County. So here's the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for today. Most of Indiana is in a slight risk for severe, with some marginal risk back at Lafayette and West. Actually, kind of the way things are progressing, this almost could be shifted a little farther to the southeast. Maybe we could be like right on the border of the marginal risk. It's all going to be in the timing of when activity decides to blow up. Um, and where it decides to blow up, I guess, because we're going to be real close to the point where the storm's initialized. So the question is, do they blow up to our west and northwest where we get affected, or do they start to blow up right over us where areas to our east and southeast get affected? That's the big question on this. But here's a slight risk for severe for today. There is let me go back here. I accidentally clicked on the image. I'm on the struggle bus. I'm not doing super well with the way this is going, but I'm going to push through anyway. So there's no real tornado risk. It's mostly damaging winds again, and maybe some small to medium sized hail. There was a little bit of hail yesterday. In a couple of locations as well. So those are the risks that we're looking at for today. So here's a look at where activity is right now. There's a low pressure and a frontal system that are on out to our west. And so there's activity going on out to the southwest of St. Louis, kind of getting ready to press into the St. Louis area. There are a few isolated showers down around Louisville that's not showing up on this, but there are a few isolated showers there. So as this boundary begins to press closer, and we get into the mid to late afternoon, we'll be watching and seeing if some storms pop up, across central Indiana and where they decide to pop up. As per usual, no data is really doing super well, but the NAM3K is not horrible. So it might be a touch fast, but and it's not quite as filled in back in here. But we'll roll with this, and I'll actually show you a couple of different solutions today. But so here's the NAM3K. This is at noon. You can see the timestamp in the upper right. This is on the BAM weather, synoptic weather site. Again, go to synopticwx.com and you can access this stuff for free right now. It's still in beta testing. Great tools built into this thing, and they keep making it better all the time. So kudos to my friends at BAM on that. But here's a look at the NAM3K. Here we are at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. And you can see the NAM3K begins to start to blow some stuff up out here across west central Indiana. Here's 4 p.m. And, we're getting to a point where Madison County could be affected. 5 p.m., it's putting down decent, storm activity right across the county. It looks like the bow is farther down here to the south, and then if there was going to be some sort of a surprise spin up, it would be in this kind of a situation where you've got the bow and then you got another direction change. I don't think that's going to be the case today, but if it happens, it would be either down here or more up here at the northern end of this line, maybe more in Ohio, northwestern Ohio. But at any rate, here's 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. It's blowing a pretty good line now. It's really well developed and moving into Ohio. So you can see this has us kind of in the early initialization point of it. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I'll show you one other model solution that's radically different from this. I will go ahead and go on through here. As we get into tomorrow morning, then we'll be looking at a wave of low pressure that'll press through. So a good chunk of tomorrow might be rainy. and here's by 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, then the activity might begin to finally press out of here. So it's going to be kind of wet again. We picked up anywhere between 3/4 of an inch to almost 2 inches of rain across Madison County yesterday. So there could be a localized repeat performance on that between today and tomorrow. Here's the only other model I'm going to show you, and just because it's so different from the others, this is the RRFSA. Um, and so here we are at 3 p.m. You can see it starts to just have some little popcorn cells, but heavier stuff blowing up really more out to the east and southeast. Here's by 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. You see it keeps all of this activity, dang near all of it, well to our east and southeast, and really doesn't bring much through central and west central Indiana. So it's such a different uh, scenario or setup from what some of the other data has. I thought I would show it to you just to show you the difference in if the cells begin to blow up to our west versus if they wait until it's like boundaries right over us and then stuff starts to blow up here but really affects the areas to the east. It's a different solution, but it is a possible solution, so we'll just have to wait and see. It is consistent with the other data though on pretty widespread rainfall tomorrow. So again, I'm sorry this is so disjointed. I'm just my mental state is not great right now. Uh, just never mind on that. Just sorry this is kind of disjointed. Going back, again, we have a slight risk for severe in effect for today from the Storm Prediction Center, with damaging winds as the main threat and a smaller threat of hail and a not zero, but near zero risk for tornadoes. Low enough that they didn't even bother putting it in a risk category. So I'll keep an eye on it. I'll update you if need be. And we'll just have to wait till this afternoon and see how things initialize and go from there. As always, if you support this page financially, thank you so much. If you don't and you can, please do so. Check out the pinned posts at the top of the Facebook page and at the top of the X page. There are several different ways that you can donate to the page or subscribe. And if you'd rather send a check, you can direct message me and I can give you my address for that too. So, again, thank you so much, and I will update if needed.